Well, hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. So glad to have you with us today. If you are enjoying this content, if you've been here on the channel for a while, please make sure you hit that like button. Also, share this content out, subscribe to the channel. We're glad to have you with us. Let's go ahead and look at this title. Democrats turn on each other. And most of you are probably familiar with James Carville. He's a Democratic strategist, and he always has some interesting things to say. He is livid. He is very upset since the shellacking that the Democrats suffered. Not only did they lose the White House, but it looks like the House and the Senate as well. Looks like they lost everything, hopefully. And that is definitely a win for America. And so they are blaming everyone except themselves. Now, those of you who've been here on the channel for a while know we have been talking about, uh, some of the issues and some of the reasons that they lost. The economy, they were tone deaf as to what Americans were saying in reference to the economy. And God knows they were definitely tone deaf in reference to what Americans were saying about the illegal immigrant situation. And they just totally ignored Americans. And thank God they were also ignored. And yes, they brought out a lot of fancy smancy celebrities that did not move the needle. And so I just wanted to share this. This man is totally off the rails, just like all of the Democratic shills and the plants and puppets that we've been discussing on this channel for over a year now. So let's see what he has to say as to the reason that some of the reasons that they lost, and he's giving his opinion and his take on the debacle. So let's listen up.
You to win. And she said, son, is that going to help you close the sale? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, go ahead and slap me. Go ahead and slap me. You do anything you can to win.
I'll stop it right there. So I'll be playing the video, but I'll also be stopping it to give you my take, my commentary. That sounds exactly like a Democrat. They have been cheating for years. And if you don't believe me, go back and check out some of my videos that I've been doing in reference to Chicago. I've had several people come on, Chicago activists. They come on, they talk about what's going on in Chicago so far as Chicago politics. And these things have been going on. And now they're finally coming to the light. And so that's what they do. Americans do not support their policies. Don't get it twisted, folks. This past election was definitely a referendum from the American people, and they don't get it. The only way they can win is if they cheat. We don't want your policies, folks. I'll continue.
Understand that. Understand that. There's nothing more important than winning elections.
James Carville is crazy as I don't know what. He said you should do anything to win, talk about slapping your mama. Well, James, they tried everything to win and still failed miserably. The problem is enough people realized the fake and phony scheme and voted against it. As you can see, the Democrat Party is still all over the place. They're falling out as they blame each other for Kamala Harris being dog-walked in the election. You have old Clinton Democrats like James Carville fighting against the young people, the progressives, and the Biden-Harris staff. You have the Harris campaign blaming the voters and podcasters, and you still have some Biden staff members fighting against Harris staff members. It's one thing that can't be denied. Men definitely rejected Kamala Harris. But Carville revealed that it wasn't just Kamala Harris. Before she replaced Biden, it was Biden who was having an issue gaining support from male voters.
Yeah.
Carville said he told them back in March that they had a real issue with male voters. That was back when Biden was still in the race.
As I saw in March of this year, we were hemorrhaging male voters. And no one would say anything. And I was trying to draw attention to it. So I told Maureen Dowd that I thought the problem with Democratic campaign culture was they were, quote, too many preachy females, unquote. Well, you had the usual eruption from Washington progressive interest groups. But you know what's happened since the election? Nobody said, James, you were wrong. I had people come up to me and say, man, you brought attention to that problem. That you can't use their sanitized language to make a point.
So they replaced Biden with Kamala, and she did increase female support, but they never really got men on board. Of course, they had the LGBT men and the beta males, but men in general, of all races, could care less about termination rights when they have bills to pay and families to provide for. Now, Carville continued to go off on his party. The know-it-all consultants and staffers who all played a role in destroying the Democrat Party internally. Take a look.
The vice president was thinking about going on Joe Rogan's show, and a lot of the younger progressive staffers pitched a hissy fit. Supposedly the campaign said that wasn't determined effective, but they did. When you put a campaign together and you hire young people to do work, let me tell you exactly what you tell these people, what I would tell them. Not only am I not interested in your opinion, I'm not even going to call you by your name. You're 23 years old. I don't really give a shit what you think. And let me tell you another huge error is when people said campaigns need to reflect progressive values. No, they don't. No, they don't. Campaigns are authoritarian by their nature. And if I were running a 2028 campaign and I had some little snot-nosed 23-year-old saying, I'm going to resign if you don't do this, not only would I fire that motherfucker on the spot, I would find out who hired them and fire that person on the spot. I'm really not interested in your uninformed, stupid, jackass opinion as to whether you go on Joe Rogan or not.
Excuse me. The Party of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. This doesn't sound very inclusive to me. I just dropped a truth bomb. I'll continue.
And there were people that worked in the White House that were protesting because they didn't like the president's policy in Gaza. Well, then get the out of the White House. I'm every time that I think of this, I think of these Columbia protests. I don't want to necessarily, but this person has distinguished themselves. There was a Columbia student, I think her name was Joanna King Slushman, who is, quote, a self-described expert on progressive and left-wing causes. If you want to know why progressive and left-wing causes go nowhere in the United States, it's probably a good idea to start with this King Slushman, or whatever her name is, who was such a revolutionary that she demanded that they be fed on the Columbia meal plan. I don't really want to pick on this young woman that much, but to say when you see something like this around a campaign, you get about as far away from it as you can possibly get. Follow what I'm saying? We're not running a democracy. We're not doing inclusion. We're not doing committees. We're not asking opinions.
Okay, you heard it from his mouth. The Party of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Okay, so you're an oxymoron. Okay. You can't make this stuff up, folks. Let's finish up.
We're doing here. So, to all my friends, and maybe not friends, or all you Democrats, you marvelously talented people who are thinking about running in 2028, my advice is start thinking about it now. Don't back off. In my opinion, a lot of you should have run in 2024, but for the reasons you chose not to. And we're going to have a really talented figure here. We got to get these people out. We got to get them out early. We got to give hope to people. I would hope we do a kind of mini convention in 2026 and invite some people to just come in and express ideas, because people have no idea how much common sense, deep, profound talent we have in this party. And these people who had to lose the election because of the stupidity.
You lost the election because, again, The economy, you would not address. The illegal immigrant situation, no one wants except for Democrats. And some of them don't want it either. You're too far left. You're too progressive. America is that's not what they want. Okay. So you may want it as Democrats, but that's not what the American people want. Okay. So you will continue to lose elections. And now the Democratic Party, it seems, is imploding. You let this cosplaying black woman, Kamala Harris, you tried to pawn off on Americans as a black woman. And we know that she's not. We are not stupid. Okay. We know that you think that you are the elites, but you are not.
That we had in the early part of this decade. My heart goes out for you. All of you serve your country and your party with great distinction. You should be remembered, and I'm sorry that these assholes so much contributed to you losing your job. But I guess the progressive now have their dream. We're more of a coastal party, and we've gotten rid of these moderates, and maybe you can all sit around some coffee house in lower Manhattan and celebrate how smart you all are.
This is obviously a big issue in the party as well. You have a bunch of know-it-all sassy men representing the party. You also got a bunch of know-it-all preachy feminists that don't know anything at all. They're just good at being combative and arguing all day, even if none of their points make any sense. All you hear from them is a bunch of nonsensical baby bop bimbo babble. The white women are doing this in the party. The black women are doing this in the party. Most of these women, regardless of race, are feminists and or misandrous. And these people are doing nothing but successfully running everybody away, instead of fixing their problems. It's like they're doubling down on it. And that right there will continue to hurt them in the future, pushing them further away from most Americans.
Again, their party, is all the way far left progressive. That's not what Americans want, thank God. And I thank God that Americans are waking up to the schemes, to the gaslighting of the Democratic Party. And America will definitely be better for it. All right. And just you can go back and look at uh, my series of videos. I've been talking about the Democratic Party and everything that they have been doing to the American people for years. And thank goodness this time, America said no, 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 no. And I'm pretty sure, especially with the economy, Kamala did not have any policies, right, except for the unaliving of children. Well, newsflash, that will not help people who are struggling to buy groceries and gas and to pay their rent or their mortgage. No one wants to hear about that all day long, and that's all she was preaching. And if you think back, because now they're also making an excuse, well, she didn't have enough time. Well, remember, she ran and ran and ran and hid. She would not grant interviews. So Trump had been president before, okay? She had not. She did not use her time wisely. And at first we heard it was what, $1 billion that she wasted. Now, as the days continue, we're finding out, no, it was more than $1 billion. And this is who some people voted to become the next president of America. And she can't even manage her campaign. And they're $20 million in debt. You can go check out. I did a video. She's $20 million in debt. Her staffers, some of them have not been paid for months. They started a GoFundMe so they can pay their bills. She and her husband went to Hawaii, okay, at a $7 million resort, $1,300 per night. Did a video on that too. So again, my thing is this: all of these people who are struggling, the aesthetics of it just does not look good, right? It's all about looks. There's no way you should be vacationing in Hawaii when you have so many of your staffers, people who worked and campaigned for you, who had no way of paying their bills because you have not paid them. You're off in Hawaii. Okay. So that's not the type of person that we need as a president here in America. And just look, could you imagine what would have happened? I mean, and the Democrats, hey, let's keep it 100. We know they do a very good job at spending someone else's money. And one of the primary reasons the Democratic Party is continuing to implode is because we're finding out they were lying to continue to get money from the donors. Oh, yeah, she's doing well. Go back and check out some of my older videos. Though we said it several times here on this channel, those polls are not accurate. It's not even close. So they may have been in shock. Those donors may have been in shock. Those who've been here on this channel, nope, not a shock to us. First of all, if you remember what they said at the beginning of the video, they're also blaming content creators. So, newsflash: the baby boomers, yep, they're still looking at, MSNBC, CNN. People aren't sitting down watching TV like that anymore. All right. The younger crowd, they get everything on this phone. They're on YouTube and other forms of social media. So I would like to think, and when I started this journey talking about and trying to wake people up to the schemes and the gaslighting of the Democratic Party, I would like to think me and my subscribers played a role in informing people and telling people the truth so that they had an alternative to the mainstream media. And we know they do not tell the truth. So that's why they're imploding. Their lies finally caught up with them. Thank God for it. And that's all I wanted to share with you. I love it. Again, I feel that brighter days are definitely ahead. And I feel that particularly that, when they first tried to unalive Trump in Pennsylvania, I think it was definitely the providential hand of God. That's when I knew, okay, yeah, he's going to win. That's when it really hit home with me. And I'm like, they're trying this hard to prevent this man from becoming president. And so I love it. And I think greater times are ahead. And I hope that you enjoyed this content. And if you did, hit that like button, folks. Also, hit the subscribe button. Share this content with a friend, neighbor, or a foe. Tell them where they can go when they want to get the latest as it relates to political happenings in this country. Okay. And we also, we're going to segue into some other relevant topics, and particularly with RFK. I think he's going to be over the FDA. One of the courses that I teach about the FDA, other federal agencies. And so I'm definitely ready for that. Okay. And again, please go back, check out some prior videos, check out what's going on in Chicago, in New York. We've been talking about these topics. And so if those that have been here for a while, we knew what was going to happen. I did a short. If you go check out my shorts, I predicted a landslide, I think a couple of weeks before the election. I said Trump will win in a landslide. I had it check the date, so I'm not making it up. And that's exactly what happened. That's one of my favorite songs by Fleetwood Mac. When the landslide bring you down. So I'm going to let you go. And I'm glad that you were here. And I hope that you will come back. And we go live The Arena Uncensored, as well as myself, we go live every Sunday at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we go live 2 or 3 days a week as well. We usually go live on Saturdays unless we have something going on. All right. So thank you for being here. And I will look forward to seeing you here again on the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel.